Cade York to kick off.
About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have its hands full all night long.
You often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. How it's long distance now, let's go to that play.
So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. They'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Here's Blake Gillikin now.
For the Saints.
And he gets this away. And look at this. This is a good one. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. This defense for the Saints, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
2nd and 11. Now he'll tuck this and run. And complete to Drake London. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
He was brought down by...
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown, Falcons! A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Now Cade York for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0.
Saints nothing. Cade York to kick off.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a third and about 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and 4.
You talk about this Falcon defense. They've certainly had their struggles against the run, at the 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means this is going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. The Saints had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this one, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A big play there. 44 yards. And the Saints are an extra point away from drawing level. Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This taken in right around the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. And you look at the Saints defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll set up a throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert, as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Back to the ground with Robinson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Here's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
They'll drop to throw.
At the Saints' 26-yard line.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Drake London, 26 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Cade York to kick off.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Now a handoff up the middle. Middleton looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
That's good.
And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the visiting Saints who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in New Orleans. Looking right sideline, that's complete. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 34.
He scored their touchdown earlier, and this had a chance to be another. This secondary scrambling for answers, looking at each other, trying to figure out who is going to put the clamps on this guy, because right now he's absolutely shredding them.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the two tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And now a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
He's been having a good day so far, but I think he got a little overzealous on that one. Still young in this league. Has to learn to try not to do too much on an individual play because, as we all know, sometimes less is more. And throwing away is preferable to making the big mistake.
And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Chop 60.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side. There's London. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Short throw caught by Pitts. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. They'll look to throw again. He's got him in, complete. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 1st half. Back to throw again. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
James Pierce able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run.
Brings up third down.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And the half will begin with a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys are lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
They're going to try and throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Heck of a fourth and short conversion. They end up getting north of 20 yards.
First down, Falcons.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Again, he'll drop to throw. Checks this one down to Robinson. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long. Looking to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Back to throw. He'll try and do this himself. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that payoff in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And this will wind up a Saints first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
They'll run on first down. Middleton. And his defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
They work now on 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot. Now back to throw. Short pass caught by Henry. Showed the nice footwork and then hit and dropped shy of the 45.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
And the Saints, first down.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal. He's still in search of his first rushing touchdown of the year, but not on that play.
I just wonder if he has some frustration starting to build a little bit because he hasn't gotten into the end zone. Has to just stay calm, stay within himself, just let it happen.
Tootin is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Go street. Ready, ready.
And they'll run again. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Bashal Tootin with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. Boy, what a start to the week this has been. All tied 4th quarter as the kick's away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
This is really impressive because when the offenses are running RPOs, things move very quickly. Fake, ball's out of his hands, and they're trying to hit him in the gaps downfield, and instead, the defender reacts so well that he makes a play on it, and the ball falls incomplete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. Tie game in the 4th quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Falcons answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is now 21-14.
York to kick off.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you can take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Boy, hard to catch your breath. Another big play looming. 4th and 3.
Go street. Ready.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That is caught. And he's got some space here. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Ready, go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. Here's 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Falcons have just about sewn up this football game.
1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
That one looks like he'll throw here. That is intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
The Saints take over.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape. Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll. but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Facial Turton with touchdown number 15 on the year and second of the game. And the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Boy, what a start to the week this has been. All tied fourth quarter as the kick's away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive. Well, that sets up a big third down. Now the decision has to be, do you run it here and play for OT, or do you go ahead and press it downfield?
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. London hauls this one in. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. He'll look to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
Now that is the 2-minute drill, and it's very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. On second down, another shot for Robinson. And the Falcons are going to have what looks to be a 1st and goal as he'll take this down to the 10-yard line.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball in the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. They'll run with Robinson. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the Saints' 9-yard line.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. Well, the entire game coming down to this kick from Cade York. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And the Falcons are going to win the game. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover.